So from this video you will learn how to create a C++ program. So basically we need to understand the structure of C++ program to create any C++ program, right? Well, so this part we call it as header file. So first two part we call it as header file. So this iostream.h and conio.h will be commonly used in all the C++ program. So because this IO input output stream.h, this header file includes cout and cin statement. It is going to include the meaning of cout and the cin statement. Then what about this conio.h? Console input output. So it is going to include the meaning of clear screen function and the getch function. So it is going to include the meaning of clear screen function and the getch function. So before using the cout, cin, clear screen and getch, we need to include the meaning of all these statements in the header files itself. So hence we have to start declaring the header files first before writing or before giving the instructions to the program. So this is the very first part, that is header file. So we have written iostream.h and the conio.h. Now the execution will get starts from this main function. Execution of the program will be begins with this main function, and this main function includes the instructions, set of instructions, and these executable instructions, this we call it as executable part, and this should be enclosed within this flower bracket, opening flower bracket and the closing flower bracket. Fine. So now, so from this executable part, what we say declaration part, here we start including the variables. So variables means it is nothing but where those values will be stored, where the values will be stored in the particular letters, or also we can say some word or the variables itself. So before using this a, b, sum, so in this program we are using a, b, sum, all these variables. So before using this, before giving the definite value for these variables, we need to declare these variables in the declaration part. Getting? So that means before accepting the values, before giving the definite meaning to all the variables, we need to declare the variables first. So before using the variables, we need to declare it. We need to declare it, and we have to mention the variables is in which data type, maybe integer data type or the float data type or the character data type. Integer data type, it is nothing but it will accept the integer values from 0 to 9, any numbers from 0 to 9. So if the data type is in float, that means it will accept the values only the fractional numbers, only the fractional numbers. If the data type is in char, it will accept only the letters. It will accept only the letters or the symbols. So this is about the data type and the variables. So we need to mention the data type of the variable. Whatever the variables we declare, we need to mention the type of it. We need to mention the type of it. So here I have mentioned the data type as what? Int. That means it will accept the values in the form of integers. In the form of integers. Suppose if the user trying to input the values like 3.5, 4.5, then it will not accept it as fractional number. Why? Because we are using this integer. So instead of accepting 3.5, it will take only the 3. So it will not accept whatever there after the dot. Whatever there after the dot, it will not accept it, because we have mentioned the data type as what? Integer. So integer a comma b comma sum. So before using variables in the program, we must declare it. So here we have done it. So next is, it is followed with the clear screen function. Clear screen. As the name says, it is going to clear the previous output screen. It is going to clear the previous output screen. So why do we use this clear screen function? So as I said, it is going to clear the previous output screen. Suppose if I want to get the output of this program, the present program, if I have not included this clear screen function, then there is a chances of getting the previous output along with the present output. So it looks messy. So to avoid that things, we have to include this clear screen function. So that means it is going to clear the previous output screen, and also we will get the present output screen. So without getting the previous outputs. Fine. The very first message that we are passing to the compiler is enter to number. So what is the first output message we are passing? Enter two numbers. And one more thing here you need to remember is the message should be enclosed within double quotes. The message should be enclosed within double quotes. Okay. The message which I have not included the double quotes, then it will accept the values whatever stored in that particular place. So whatever we pass a message, that message should be enclosed within double quotes. Okay. So this is the first output statement that will be displayed on the screen. This is the first output screen that will be displayed on the screen. Now, for this output, we need to put one input statement. What is that input statement? Cin, console input. So, we are passing two variables for storing two numbers. We are passing two variables to store two numbers, A and B. A and B, so that the user can enter input values any two numbers, and the first number will be stored in the A and the next number will be stored in the B. He can give any number, 10 as A, 20 as B, or 5 as A, 7 as B. Likewise, any numbers they can give. So whatever the number they are going to give, the first number will be saved in the A and the second number will be saved in the B. So now I had passed the input. So as I said, in all the programs there will be three important things to be discussed. One is input, logic and the output. Input, logic and the output. Now we are in the logic part. Logic is nothing but the formula or processing part of that particular program. So here the formula is what? Sum is equals to A plus B. Sum is equals to A plus B. This is the formula to obtain the result. Now coming to this output statement, Cout. So as I said, whatever the message we give, that should be in a double quotes. So that means it is going to display as it is. So whatever we pass within double quotes, the same thing will be displayed on the screen. So sum is equals to. So after sum is equals to, we need to put the value, the result, whatever we obtained from this, right? So we need to put the result in this line, in the same line, right? So for that reason, we are using the variable sum. So it is going to get the result from this line. Understood? And this is a getch function to display the result on the screen. That's it. So let us look at the output, like how does it work. So in the output screen, as I said, what is the first display message? What is the first output we can see? Enter two numbers. So this is the first output that we can see it on the screen. Enter two numbers. So it will be displayed on the screen automatically. Okay. Now, after looking at this statement, the user, that is me or yourself, can enter any two numbers. Let me enter 10 space then 20. So now I have entered two numbers, 10 and the 20. So now look at the statement. In the place of A having 10 in the place of B having 20. Correct? Now the compiler will process this stage. Which stage? Sum is equals to A plus B. So it is going to done the processing part within the system itself. So it will accept the value as 10 plus 20 is equals to 30. So we got the result as what? 30. So that 30 will be stored in the sum. Getting? So all this processing will be done internally. Okay. So this 30 will be stored in sum. This 30 will be stored in sum. Now what is the next output statement? Sum is equals to. So as I said, within the double quotes, whatever there within the double quotes, that will be displayed on the screen. So only this much it is there, that is sum is equals to. Now it is going to display the message on the screen. It is going to start continuing displaying it as what? Sum is equals to. So after sum is equals to, what it is supposed to do? It has to take the value from this. What is there here? That is 30. 30 will be printed here. 30 will be printed on the display screen. That's all about sum of two numbers. So likewise you can try it out for the product of two numbers. So for the product of two numbers, what you're supposed to do? You can change the variable name as product. So and other will be remain same, because product of two numbers we need two variables again for that, A and B. So enter two numbers, again it will be same. So instead of using sum, I can use product, and here instead of using plus operator, I can use multiplication operator, A into B, and here product is equals to, here it will become product. So it will obtain the result from this line. Again in the output statement, enter two numbers, remain same. 10, 20 you can change the values or it may be same, and product is equals to whatever we get the value from this line, we will be get it as an output on the output screen. So that's all about sum of two numbers and the product of two numbers. Now you can try it out for the sum of three numbers and sum of three numbers and the product of three numbers. So here we have to increase the variables count. So since it is two numbers, I have used for A and B for two numbers. So now the assignment is about for three numbers. So you can add one more variable called C. A, B, C, comma sum. And your A, B, one more operator, then C. A plus B plus C. And this will be same. So look at the output. Enter three numbers, 10, 20, 30, any numbers, and automatically it will print the result in this line. So likewise you need to try it out for these two questions, sum of three numbers and product of three numbers. Try it out and let me know whether you have doubts or not.